Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Toy Soldier Reviews action figure video. Finally, Galactus Haslab has arrived. So, before we get into everything, please, I'm letting you know, disclaimer, all three of the heralds that are in this Haslab will not be in the video. I couldn't pass up the offer of this Haslab figure for the price it was, even though they were missing. I have a Silver Surfer. I'm fine with that. Yes, I don't have the effect that he can have in his hand, and we won't see the other two exclusive figures on this, but I will eventually get them down the line so you guys can hopefully see that my reviews, my personal opinions on those figures. I'm sorry if you were coming into this hoping they were. I did put a couple posts out, but yeah, please like, subscribe, share. Doing that does help me out a lot, especially after such a big purchase like this. But we'll get into the packaging, then of course the giant Haslab. I don't know if I stated this or not, but I will be posting photos sort of on the side here to show more in depth of the packaging here. So yeah, it is empty right now. I took the figure out, it's still in the styrofoam, but it does say Galactus here. Get this nice picture of him with, of course, his light up eyes, which I'll take a look at later with his light ups. It says Marvel Legends Series Haslab number 2, 2022, because this is the second one. The first one, of course, was the X-Men Sentinel. But yeah, it does look like a little comic book here with a little side art. And this art does look nice. The box will be damaged, but I don't care. I'm going to keep the box just for transportation, easier methods, and just because it kind of does look cool. So you've got Galactus here with, of course, Morg, Silver Surfer, and Freaky Ray all coming out. Got some planet in the background here with 14 Plus Haslab, designed by Haslab there. You got your Marvel Hasbro right there. There is the names of them. The characters do look cool. I can't admit that. Maybe I did miss out, but I'll get them later down the line, hopefully. But yeah, the front does look good. And now onto the back. For the back of the box, not a whole lot going on, but you do have Marvel Legends and Haslab in bigger letters. You've got some sort of ring world. Maybe this is like whatever his spaceship's name was. I forgot what it was called. But you have this nice sort of, this is more like a giant background, like how that giant man came with like the street view. That's what this is. But you got some nice sort of planet rocks. You got Marvel right here. You got some nice galaxy looking designs. But yeah. Now, I'll pop up pictures of the tops and sides just because it is the same on the sides, and we'll just look at the top. Actually, I think I can make it work. Here's the sides. It's just some sort of technological kind of like Galactus's armor / helmet on the sides. And then, let me see if you guys can look at the top. It does say Galactus here. It is open, like I said. Marvel Legends and Haslab right there. Hopefully, I'll pop up a picture that'll be better for you guys to see. But we'll take a look at the figure now. Now this is a little odd. This isn't the stand, this is the floor. Because, as you can see, this is where Morg, Freaky Ray, Silver Surfer were. But that doesn't mean I am not missing out on any of the accessories or the tiers. The what do you call it? I guess the paper that was holding him in. I did take that out and throw it away already. Because I did open them up, take a look already, and just put them back in the box for you guys to see. But yeah, he is just in this styrofoam here. Nothing's pegged in. Like, this comes with a giant tray over. Then you have a tray holding the figures, of course. And then we've got the figure and this accessories. So, we'll take a look at that now. So, as you can see, this is how my camera is usually posted up for the videos. Now, you can only see from Galactus's feet up to the top of his knees. So that goes to show just how grand scale this figure is. Of course, we'll get into scaling of other figures later. I don't know how I'm going to do the detail and articulation for this figure, but we'll start off on this amazing head sculpt. So, he doesn't have the antennas attached yet, even though, here they are. They do look nice. And there, of course, there's two of them for each side. But before I get into the full looks of the head sculpt, I'll attach it later. We'll take a look at the top here, which does show some nice sort of metal parts. This does pop off. This is the part, of course, where you, if I can grab it, this is where you unscrew and put the batteries for the lights. but the gray paint on that is also pretty nice. The sculpting Hasbro will go with for these Haslabs. It's pretty nice. Hopefully we get that for the maximum lines and of course the open pre-order. Can't wait for those X-Men 97 Sentinels and Dragon Man. How is this? There we go. I don't have got it back on yet. Trying to balance this guy with one hand while trying to also play with a feature of it is a little difficult. Okay, I'm just gonna set it off to the side, put it on later. But these are the lights here. They will light up in a bit, but they are just this base blue. The head sculpt has these nice silver eyes in just the darkness. They are like the square eyes as usual. You have this nice blank stare sculpted mouth here. Just the work on it, just the indents, the freckles, well, I guess not freckles, but spots, the wrinkles, the lip paint is just amazing. The gray and silver paints, and of course the purples on this is pretty good. The sculpted on parts is everything for figures like these. Of course, you're paying quite a hefty price for all this. The blue on there is also nice. Now, here's the back of the head. This is a button. This is going to activate just your headlights, and the chest, obviously, piece will activate the chest down. And that is pretty good here. We'll take a look at the back figure just because this will be easier to do. This also is a plate here that you peel off, or just peel off. You take off here. This is where you unscrew to put it in for the body. Oops. And still, you can even see the detail on the armor pieces there. Now, how does this go back on? Oh, it's going to be at an angle. There we are. And then down here, this silver paint and blue in the back is also nice. It is screwed in is what it looks like. Oh, wait, no, those are lights going to come back, I believe. Then just this figure's stiff everywhere, which is good though. The texture on the sort of non-armor parts of the purple parts is good. This hexagonal, even pattern feels really nice. The sculpted in lines on those biceps. You don't have a whole lot going on in the arms, but that's okay. Then on the back, you have his skirt or whatever. This is nice too. The hexagons, the blues, the sculpted on work is good. Now from the gauntlets on, they do look nice. The blues, the gunmetal grays, and the purples. Now, this was a main feature of these Haslabs, is that each individual joint of these fingers do move, which we'll get, of course, on the articulation segment. But the sculpting to do this and the articulation work is amazing on Hasbro's part. It looks so good. Of course, you can make his fingers do whatever you want. Take that with what you will. The hand sculpts are pretty nice. Like this figure, the box was half the size of me. So it tells you how tall I am. But the silver on the front here is nice with, of course, just this chest logo. The body and the overalls does have this nice navy blue, and between the blue already down to the feet here, this is a separate piece too, which we'll get more into the articulation look. The gunmetals, of course, though, just the sculpting Hasbro went through on this. And then you've got some nice sort of inner paddings, kind of like on the top for the legs. And then these pieces are movable, of course, to help with your articulation better. And then the shoes or the boots do look nice with the sculpting anyways. So I'm going to attach the accessories, then look at the other tiers or accessories that came with this. Then we'll get into the articulation of Galactus. So the main accessories is mainly towards the head focus, which is good. I mean, we have the tiers. And of course, the easiest way to do it is to pop off the head normally. But you can't just have your Galactus being stoic. But first, we'll take a look at the antennas before we get to the face sculpts. And even these are good. These are also pretty freaking huge. This is probably the size of like a small figure, I believe. But you see there's just the holes there. It doesn't matter what side. They look the exact same on both the front and the back. There's an assembly kit, but it kind of just mainly goes over more of the batteries, more so than the actual head part. And I guess I'm finding out. Here we are. There we go. There's one ear, horn, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is Galactus's head on my part. It is sort of articulated. You can, It's not so articulation as it is just snapping into place yet. So you can see here in the back, there's these open spaces to sort of have a tiny bit of tilt. It's not gonna get you a whole lot from front to back. But like I said, you can't have your Galactus looking stoic. Of course, the easiest way to do it is to pop off the head. And in here, I don't know if you can see it well, but there's the face. You can pop that out. It's not gonna, Galactus gonna look a little freaky, but there's that. And then to swap out, you have either this, I don't know, skull, like I think it's like Dr. Doom or Thanos sucked the power out of him, or like his soul looks sucked and he's got this sort of skeleton Ghost Rider looking face. The bone sculpt on this is amazing. The nose hole, the teeth paint is awesome work, even the jaws. So what you're gonna do is just pop it in here like so. If it wants to pop in there, there you are. Push down and in, and there you are. You got Galactus dead. Your heroes did it, or villains, whoever conquered Galactus in your figure universe. But if you don't want him dead, and you don't want him just staring blankly at you, you've got this nice, angry, sort of uplifted left or right-sided grin. Or not more of a grin, more of a gritting teeth look. And even that looks really nice. The lip effects, of course, for that. The nose is also really, really kind of big. That's kind of funny for me. But yeah, it does look good. And on the insides, this one doesn't have that because it doesn't have the teeth showing. But it's like the separate piece just to make it more depth for you. And you have it with that one as well. You can just go down and push in. That doesn't look right. It looks a little sideways. No, I put it in wrong. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot how you do these. It just looks like it's a little slanted to me. Doesn't it to you guys on the camera? Yeah, see, it's sticking out a bit. There we go. Yeah, that looks good too. It's not gonna be for me on the shelf. I like the stoic look. But other than that, we put the main Galactus head to the side. The other tier was this, a Dr. Doom sort of head. And I'm not disagreeing on it. I'm pretty sure I've seen a couple comic books. I'll pop pages up if there was it. I don't know. I don't remember. This figure came out 2 years ago, or almost 3, I believe. I don't remember the other ideas, but or the other options for the tiers. No, I don't think anybody's gonna display it. You can if you want. It's your collection, your figure. You paid your money for this Galactus, but it's not for me. But it is nice. The silver paint. He does have these square eyes, painted silver as well, like Galactus does. And the looks, even in there, do look nice. The ratchet or the bolts, the mouth looked, and even the hood here does come with some good wrinkles. Its effect, I don't know if you can hear that, but the texture is really nice. It also does feel kind of weird. But yeah, I'll pop some pictures up of it with the different head sculpts on and the different mouths if you'd like to see that right there. But yeah, this one's okay. They did a nice job on this, but I don't know what else they could have done other than this. I saw people say a human head of Galgan. Is it? No, it's like, I don't know what his human name was before, because like he's a galactic being from the universe prior. It was like Galgan or something like that. And then what was it? One of the YouTubers said that it could have been a celestial, like the from Eternals, like those heads. I'm pretty sure there was one of that looks exactly on this body. I'll pop a picture up there too if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I'll take a look at the photos there, and now we'll get into articulation. All right, before I pop the head on, I just want you guys to look at this. So there's the sensor, of course, for the lights, but this is what the head peg looks like. It's in a square shaped, and make sure it's facing this way, like the more outjutted parts are front and back, because as you can see in the pegs, that's how it works. Because if you have it sideways, your head's not gonna fit on. I learned that earlier. I don't know why. It took me so long to figure out, but yeah, just wanted to let you guys know about that. But now, let's take a look at the head articulation and all that. And of course, all the articulation that comes with a figure like this. So this is going to be a little difficult for me to record, but I'm just letting you guys know now. So for the head articulation, just because of the sheer size, your forward and back movement is going to be about that high up and that far down. So you're not going to get Galactus moving a whole lot with that, but that's okay. We can look side to side pretty well. You can look all the way left, all the way right. And yeah, this is a little hard for me, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't recorded a video like this since 2020, which was 5 years ago, if you want to believe that. But yeah, so there's the head articulation for your arms. They are ratcheted joints, so it's going to sound like that. That's about as far up as you can get. It's going to stop, one, because of how big the scale the figure is, and because of this. Now you do have, it can rotate side to side a little bit here, and then you've got your bicep swivel here, ratchet joint as well. And if we bring that back down, your double elbow is also ratcheting. It's about that far. You do have wrist rotation here at from the, I guess, cuff of the hand. It does rotate, but it's a little hard for me to do right now. And for the fingers, you do have hand rotation all the way around. Side to side hinge, no up and down. I don't think you really need that for Galactus, but you can change it like that. And for the fingers, they're going to extend out fully, and they do have a bit of a bend, as you can see, but they curl everywhere. They rotate at the, I guess, the wrist, or not the wrist, but the palm of the hand. They rotate side to side. They can all rotate, and then each one can get crumpled down into a fist, or however you like your Galactus's hands to be moving, which is good. I like this. Now, I've heard some complaints of the new Haslab Giant Man. Now, that's a little different because it's like on a different sort of ball, and they're also putting that on the newer Sentinel. But yeah, we'll pause the recording here, and then we'll take a look at the chest down. Alright, so for Galactus's chest here, he's gonna go about, well, it's gonna be a little hard, but for forward movement, get them pretty far forward. You gotta watch out for these overall pieces here. And back, you're gonna get about that far back. For sideways movement, you're gonna get about that far left, about that far right. You can hula hoop. Probably not the greatest hula hoop, but it's gonna be really stiff. As you can hear clearly. For the legs, and there's also a, it should pop back into place, but that's why my figure's so angled forward, because there's a diaphragm. But yeah, so for the legs here, Galactus is going to kick. I'm going to hold him now, like a big baby. About that far. You don't need Galactus kicking your enemies, but yeah. Now, I'm going to push it back about that far. As you can hear the click. I believe that's telling me, hey, that's about as far as we're gonna go. Out. Not a whole lot of out. It's okay though, don't need Galactus kicking out wide either. Double knee. Oh, hold on. You gotta be the bottom part. Yeah, you can hear those loud ratchets. Freaking me out a tiny bit. Not a big fan of it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it because I don't want to break this guy. There is boot swivel, and of course your ankle here's gonna pivot down a little bit. You can't move it up. This flap does rotate, along with your shoe gonna rotate. So yeah, it's not a whole in depth for the articulation here, but it's the best I could try. Now, scale-wise, here is Galactus next to some heralds I do own, including the Cosmic Ghost Rider, which, as you can see, this, now comparing him to other figures, you can see just how small they are compared to him. The bike takes up a lot of space, and of course, the main Herald we all love and know, Silver Surfer. Now, yeah, looks good for my shelf. Yes, I would have loved to have the 2 that came with this. And I know there's the pack with T-Rex and... I forgot that one's name. But there's the blue guy with the really fiery hair. Then there's Firelord. And then there's the Herald Thor. But yeah, scaling-wise, this figure's awesome. Like, they really found ways to do it. Here he is next to Thanos. Pretty big Marvel legend. About your deluxe size. Here he's next to another cosmic person that appears in the comics with him. Beyonder. And got some Avengers. Captain America here. And Thor. Yeah. And then now I want to show you guys what it looks like with some other bigger figures. And of course, the main people that go against our big Galactus friend, the Fantastic Four. Now, this figure I thought was the biggest one in my collection. The Super Adaptoid. Standing only about 12 inches tall. 20 inches shorter than the Haslab Galactus. That new Venom we're getting is about 16. So he's going to be, I think he's 16. No, 14, right? 11 maybe. I don't remember. I think it's 11. He's standing a little bit shorter. The Sentinels, the new ones, will probably be about his waist. But yeah, my gosh, this figure is huge compared to this one. I thought he was really big. And of course, the main 4. This is the sort of newer, older versions of the characters with the dark, or the mainly black and blue. I like the bearded look, and this I think is what they scaled him with, along with the retro card. But yeah, there they are, only standing to a little bit above his knees, and only the Thing doing that. Yeah, they're gonna look good all posed together nicely on my shelf. So, we'll move into the lights, then my final thoughts. Now for Buddy Galactus here. So it only takes 4 AAA batteries. One you unscrew on the top of the head like I showed earlier, and on the back like I showed earlier as well. So, for our main display, you've got the chest, sorry for flashing lights, strobes for a little bit, then turns on. So you can see the chest lights up, kind of like an arc reactor. Get the sides of the fins, the eyes also, that's really cool. And then, of course, the tops of the head with these lights. It is kind of really bright. And then also, we bring them to the back. We got the back of that going on. Now, it does go on for, I think they said about 4 minutes. And then if you press it again, strobes. Press it again, strobes. Do you hold it, maybe? No? I don't know how many times you push it to turn off. I think we're just going to have to wait. I don't know. But also, you don't necessarily need the head on the body for it to work. Whereas, I can't feel it. You can just do the headlights only to strobe. Because on the back of the head here, as I showed, this button is what's going to strobe your lights. And then also, if it wanted to, when it turns off, you can have the chest off, but the head on by only pressing that button on the back. So yeah, it's a pretty cool effect with these lights, Hasbro. And boom. See, I don't necessarily need the stand, that power stand, to hold my Silver Surfer up, but it was a good touch. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this review as much as I did. It took me forever to get done. And now, I have a main figure for my display. Do I wish I had it complete for you guys and for myself? Yes. I wish you guys could have seen my review, and I wish I could have seen my thoughts on the actual other Heralds, but for now, this will do me some justice. I hope you guys liked this video. Please, like I said, subscribing and sharing will help me out a ton, especially after reviewing something like this. Now, was this a justified purchase? Absolutely yes. Now, should I have waited because of the new Fantastic Four movie coming out? And because of maybe an open pre-order of maybe there's like the red and green version of Galactus, they might do a movie one. Who knows what they do? Maybe like another Toy Biz, maybe like a open pre-order of like maybe like a 24-foot tall. Nah, that's too big. Maybe like 18-foot tall, or not 18 feet, quite big for a Galactus figure. 18-inch tall figure. like a Sentinel, like one of those new 97 Sentinels, but of a Galactus for people who missed out on this like I did. I like this. If they do open pre-order, I probably won't get it because I have this in my collection. Now, I'll be looking forward to completing my cosmic display, of course building it all around Galactus here, as well as doing some other heralds, of course, to help it make it look a lot better. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, share. Hopefully you guys like my final thoughts on this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this long review as much as I did making it. Now, I want to give some quick words of how my channel is going to go in the future here. So, I'm going to have my videos come out every week, I believe, unless like something pops up, like a news video, because the day after as I'm recording this, the April 1st live stream is going to come up. I'll absolutely do a news video. That's not going to replace my Thursday video. I already did my Monday one as recording. That was today. Well, I didn't record it, but I posted it today, which was the Negative Zone Spider-Man. Go ahead, watch that, like it, subscribe if you haven't on that one, and then go ahead and watch any other reviews if you'd like. Comment below what you'd like to see. So, I want to cut just to show you, this is a sneak peek, exclusive at the end of this video for you guys to see of my Avengers collection, and then I'll explain what I want to do there. So, as you can see, this is a lot different. I did show at the end of my live how my collection looked. Of course, I've made some space for the Galactus here. This is about 20 inches tall. What I would like to put here, the Haslab Giant Man. Now, it's going to be quite a bit before you get there, but hopefully you guys like it so far. Of course, that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to have the Avengers main display here. Need that Secret Wars Iron Man, of course. All my Avengers figures on my wish list. Go do Legends first. Best purchase if you love collecting Marvel Legends and need to track it somehow. Not sponsored anyway, but I use it for everything. It helps me track, helps me put my collection so other people can see what I like or what I have. And of course, helps me organize, which is the perfect thing you need for your Marvel Legends collection. So yeah, I would love to show you what's below this, but that's going to be for a separate video. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Toy Soldier Reviews, out.